jobb most Kenny Bednareknek. Nagyon-nagyon együtt van a mezőny, ott van neki Blake Savvy is. Bednareknek van esélye megnyerni, meg is nyeri. 9,78
Kenny Bednarek has just shattered the sprint world's expectations, and what's just been revealed has shocked track and field fans worldwide. For years, his potential remained unfulfilled behind the shadow of legends, until now. Bednarek, the explosive sprinter known as Kung Fu Kenny, has accomplished something not even the great Usain Bolt ever managed, posting one of the most incredible sprint doubles in history that rewrites what we thought was humanly possible. Kenny Bednarek, the silver medal specialist turned dominant force, delivered a performance for the ages at the Miami Grand Slam that has the athletics world buzzing. After years of standing on Olympic podiums in Tokyo and Paris with silver medals, Bednarek revolutionized sprint expectations by accumulating an astonishing 9.79 seconds in the 100 meters, followed by a blistering 19.84 in the 200 meters just one day later, a combination of times that rivals the greatest sprint doubles ever witnessed.
A célegyenesbe nem az az ember, aki el fog fáradni, innentől kezdve az órával fog versenyezni, és egyelőre eléggé biztató, amit látunk. Mi a vége?
In a statistical breakdown that left commentators speechless, Bednarek's opening 100 meters made him one of only 23 athletes in history ever to break the 9.80 barrier under any conditions. When the numbers were tallied for his epic 200 meters, Bednarek crushed the field by an enormous 0.3 of a second, a margin of victory that even Bolt rarely achieved against elite competition. He continued by displaying his finishing power, closing his final 40 meters in just 3.35 seconds, a rate of speed that directly challenges Bolt's once untouchable legacy of second-half dominance. What makes Bednarek's story particularly remarkable is that his rise to sprint dominance wasn't immediate, but rather a methodical climb through the ranks of world sprinting. Despite collecting silver medals in Tokyo and Paris, many questioned if he would ever reach the absolute pinnacle of the sport. Now, with his unprecedented Miami double, Bednarek has not only silenced critics, but established himself as the man to beat heading into the Tokyo World Championships. Bednarek's strategic brilliance extended far beyond basic speed during his historic double. He was one of the most technically sound athletes in the entire competition, balancing explosive starts with championship-caliber finishing speed, a combination that proved unstoppable in both sprint events. This revolutionary two-way sprint ability was most famously executed during his 200 meters, where he opened the first 100 in a blazing split that gave him a 0.2 advantage before powering home with a final 100 of just 9.47 seconds, despite visibly easing up. The specific details of Bednarek's performance reveal a technical genius and ability to dominate the competition in multiple ways. When broken down with wind adjustments, his 100-meter performance equates to approximately 9.88 seconds in still conditions, already the fastest time in the world this season. This level of versatility and raw speed sets Bednarek apart from his contemporaries and provides him with a crucial competitive edge throughout the critical Olympic cycle, building toward the 2028 Games. As many track specialists acknowledged after witnessing the historic double, this is one of the greatest two-day performances I have ever witnessed. Indeed, while spectators commonly focused on his silver medal history, athletics insiders have long recognized that every calculated stride and critical championship appearance has been building toward Bednarek's eventual ascension to the very top of the sprint world.
I mean, each year it's gotten a little bit easier. I know what to expect. I know what to do in each round. So, to me, this is just like any other race. No reason to change anything. I practice all year for this. So, once I step on the line, it's just execute my race, and that's what I've been doing.
The importance of this sprint double is something modern track fans understand deeply. It doesn't just represent fast times, but the potential changing of the guard in the post-Bolt era. With his undefeated streak in Grand Slam competition, Bednarek has established himself as the premier sprinter in both the 100 and 200, an accomplishment that not even Usain Bolt maintained throughout his entire career. This sentiment echoes the critical role that sprint dominance now plays in athletic immortality, a tradition and standard of excellence that Bednarek appears poised to uphold. Bednarek's influence on the sprint world extends far beyond his on-track expertise. He represents a new generation of athletes who have studied Bolt's blueprint while developing their own unique approach to sprint excellence. Under his explosive power and technical mastery, Bednarek established performance standards that have the potential to redefine what we believe is humanly possible over both 100 and 200 meters. Even after his statistical masterpiece, Bednarek remains active on the Grand Slam circuit with the entire season still ahead. While many sprinters would be satisfied with such historic times, he continues preparing for his ultimate goal: Tokyo World Championship gold. The sprint calendar still offers the entirety of May, June, July, August, and the opening days of September for Bednarek to refine his fitness and potentially challenge Bolt's once untouchable world records. Bednarek's impact goes far beyond just winning races. He has changed the way people think about running both the 100 meters and 200 meters, showing that it's still possible to be amazing at both, even after Bolt retired. He is one of the most talented sprinters of this generation and a strong sign that the future of sprinting is still very exciting. For those who truly understand track and field's rich history and the complexity of sprint mastery, Bednarek's Miami double represents far more than just fast times or mechanical brilliance. It embodies an unwavering pursuit of excellence, adaptability, and strategic development that could define an entire era of sprinting. As many industry observers have noted, Kenny Bednarek may have remained in the shadows of giants for several seasons, but he never needed world records to establish his own legacy in the sport. The Miami Grand Slam serves as a fitting display of Bednarek's true potential. It also provides an important reminder that behind every transcendent athletic performance stands years of dedicated preparation and development that, while often overlooked by casual fans, are absolutely essential to championship success at track and field's highest level. Bednarek's story goes beyond sprinting, showing the power of patience and mental fortitude in the face of repeated silver medal finishes. His journey proves that perseverance, dedication, and technical refinement can reshape not just single races, but the entire trajectory of sprint history. From his early days collecting Olympic silvers to becoming potentially the most dominant sprinter on the planet, Kenny Kung Fu Bednarek has left his mark on countless moments that will help define the next chapter of track and field history. As the athletics world celebrates this latest revelation about Bednarek's historic double, it's worth reflecting on the full scope of his potential impact on sprinting's future. Beyond the impressive Miami statistics, 9.79 and 19.84, lies a blueprint for sprint dominance that continues to influence how championship sprinters operate today. From executing flawless starts to maintaining unprecedented top-end speed, Bednarek's vision could help transform him from a silver medal specialist into the legitimate heir to Usain Bolt's sprint throne. He didn't just break records, he obliterated them. At just 17, Gout is doing things no one thought were humanly possible. And now, his coach has exposed the truth behind his terrifying speed. This isn't just a story of raw talent. Gout's rise is one of the most astonishing things happening in athletics today. But according to his coach, the real reason behind his meteoric speed isn't what most people think. Now, for the first time, she's revealing what's really driving his explosive performance and why his biggest challenges may still be ahead. Gout didn't just break an old Australian record, he completely destroyed it. In a recent 200-meter race, he clocked a blazing 20.04 seconds, breaking a 56-year-old national senior record and going faster than any under-16 sprinter in history, including Bolt. Overnight, the world took notice.
Let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is Gout of this world.
Gout has already taken Bolt's record for the fastest 200 meters by a 16-year-old, clocking an astonishing 20.04 seconds at the Australian All-Schools Championships in 2024. But behind this sprinting phenomenon is someone who has been quietly shaping every step of his journey, his coach, Di Shepherd. She's not interested in flashy headlines or quick fame. What she's building with Gout is something much bigger, and it all started years before the world ever heard his name. While fans and media are quick to crown him the next Bolt, Shepherd is keeping things real. These achievements are just stepping stones, she says. Things will plateau. That's natural. Then we'll have to find the next adaptation phase to go up. She added, "Things will plateau. That's a natural part. It has to come to a bang, okay, now we've got to find our next adaptation phase to go up." It's a surprising attitude when your athlete just broke a record older than his parents. But for Shepard, that's exactly the point. Most athletes get caught up in the hype, and that's when they stop improving, not Gout. To understand how rare Gout's path is, you need to look at other young stars in the sport. One of the best comparisons is Erriyon Knighton, the American sprinter who ran 19.49 in the 200 meters at just 18 years old, making him the fourth fastest man ever over that distance. He earned global praise and even medals at the World Championships. But even with all his success, Knighton hasn't been able to top that time since. That's what Shepard is trying to avoid. Burning bright too fast and fading out early. For her, it's not just about breaking records now, it's about building something that lasts. And to build something that lasts, you have to do more than run fast. You have to be ready for the pressure, the fame, and the lifestyle changes that come with being the most talked about young sprinter in the world. Gout's life has already changed dramatically. Between schoolwork and training, his schedule is packed. Going out with friends or enjoying a normal teenage life, that's already off the table. When you reach a certain point, your social life basically disappears, Shepard said. He's already at that point now, and that's tough, especially when you remember he's still in school. He's at that point pretty much now, which is kind of tough when you think he's still at school. Most people see the highlight clips and the medal ceremonies. They don't see the sacrifices. Gout's been making those sacrifices for years, and now that the spotlight's on him, the pressure is only going to grow. Even Gout himself admits it's hard sometimes. Being compared to Bolt, the greatest sprinter in history, is overwhelming, but Shepard sees something special in him, something that might just be the true key to his future. He has a massive ability to handle it, she said. It's not just about running fast, it's about staying focused, staying grounded, and staying hungry. That hunger is what's kept Gout from getting complacent. While everyone else is celebrating his wins, he and Shepard are already working on what's next. Because the truth is, speed alone won't take you to the top. What separates the great from the legendary is consistency, patience, and mental toughness. And Gout's not just preparing for the next big race, he's getting ready to take on the world. This year, he'll make his senior international debut at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. It's a massive stage, and one that will test not just his speed, but his mindset. Balancing that kind of training with school, travel, and fame isn't easy, but if you ask Shepard, that's exactly why he'll succeed. From day one, she's been preparing him not just to sprint, but to lead, to inspire, to dominate. She doesn't call his rise a miracle or a fluke. She calls it a process, a carefully crafted formula that mixes physical training, emotional control, and psychological resilience. And if you've watched Gout on the track, you can see it working in real time. But here's the twist. Shepard insists they're still just getting started. For us to go to the top, we're still a long way from there, she says. And because we know that's our end goal, we don't get too wrapped up in the good things that come now. In other words, don't let the current hype fool you. Gout isn't just a teenage sprinter with a fast time. He's a work in progress. And that's exactly why you should be paying attention. This mindset is what makes Shepard's coaching style so unique. She doesn't sugarcoat the journey. She doesn't chase quick wins, and she's not afraid to admit that the path ahead is full of obstacles. But that's also why Gout is thriving. Because while others his age might buckle under the pressure, he's learning how to thrive in it. Shepard's long-term vision is crystal clear. Help Gout become not just a record breaker, but a generational athlete. Someone who can stand the test of time. Not just flash across the headlines for a few months and disappear. And the shocking secret behind his insane speed? It's not just training. It's not just natural talent. It's the ability to stay locked in, even when the world is screaming your name. It's the discipline to keep working when everyone else is watching. It's having a coach who isn't blinded by success, but focused on the bigger picture. And most of all, it's having the patience to build something truly great. One sprint, one sacrifice, one step at a time. So, is this the secret behind Gout's insane speed? Not some mystery training method, not a flashy diet, not just genetics. It's vision, it's mindset, it's the willingness to go beyond what talent alone can deliver. Because in the end, talent might get you attention, but only the truly prepared can handle what comes next. And Gout, he's just getting warmed up. If you think Gout's journey is wild now, just wait. This is only the beginning. Hit that like button if his story blew your mind, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from the world of sports. And tell us in the comments, do you think Gout Gout will become the next Usain Bolt, or something even bigger? This is Eliud Kipchoge, the man who many consider to be the greatest marathoner of all time. His legacy stands at a critical turning point as he approaches the 2025 London Marathon. In the 2019 London Marathon, Kipchoge won his fourth London title, officially winning this race more than any other male athlete before him. But the manner in which he won this marathon was just shocking. For the opening half, Kipchoge split a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 37 seconds, still running right next to many of the world's best marathoners. But for the final half marathon, Kipchoge dropped the hammer with a closing half in 61 minutes flat. For his final 2 miles, this is where he really went crazy, dropping a split of 8 minutes and 56 seconds. The best marathon there has ever been dominates. Kipchoge really proved his untouchable status on this London course. Now 6 years in the past, and my goodness, did he ever make it look easy. After breaking the world record yet again in Berlin in 2022, and then winning his second Olympic title in the Tokyo Marathon, many speculated that this man just might be untouchable until the day that he retires. However, like all things, what goes up must come down. In the 2023 Boston Marathon, Kipchoge took a pretty significant loss, only placing 6th and finishing more than 3 minutes behind the eventual winner, Evans Chebet. At 38 years old, Kipchoge was no longer the unbeatable athlete that crushed his competition by minutes and minutes. He was now officially just another very talented marathoner.
All right, Eliud, welcome back to London. I know you spoke in the press conference earlier. Last year was a difficult season for you with your marathons. Why do you think that was? What do you think went wrong last year?
I don't think there was a big mistake, but you know, when you train for 5 months and you don't get the result, and you know, then that's a big challenge. And you know, a lot was going on, and but all in all is that I have wake up, go to training every day, and I'm ready for Sunday.
This rather abrupt halt in his true dominance in the marathon took an even steeper dive downwards when it came to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. For the first time in his career, Kipchoge wasn't even able to finish, citing extreme pain in his hips and back. He was actually driven away from the course just after passing 30 kilometers. Seeing this happen to such a talented athlete was not only shocking, but quite devastating. For more than 10 straight years, Kipchoge was the voice of inspiration and determination around the running world. If he had managed to win this Olympic marathon, he would have been the first athlete in history to win 3 marathon titles. However, time itself truly appeared to be Eliud Kipchoge's biggest rival. This brings us to 2025. In this year's London Marathon, we officially have one of the deepest and most anticipated races in marathon history. The incredible talent that will be assembled this Sunday to attack the streets of London is absolutely outstanding.
Do you still feel like you're healthy?
Yes, I'm healthy.
Yeah?
Yes.
And your sessions, do you run them, I mean, are you running them as fast as you used to when you were in world record shape? Are they the same, or are they any different now?
I'm running in a good way. Finishing my session is in a good way, in a happy way. Yeah.
What would be, you know, what would be a good race for you, a good result for you on Sunday?
I think I want to run a beautiful and a good result. So I want to run with the fast people, and you know, the results I'm getting in, I will be satisfied, move on.
In today's press conference just a few hours ago, Kipchoge has left the world once again super excited about the prospects of his running this weekend. When inquired about this year's London expectations, Kipchoge was once again quite cryptic about his goals. He said he was looking to run a beautiful marathon. He talked about how his training has never really changed, and he was very optimistic about running this weekend. But then he was asked about the expected pace for this year's London race, as it was recently announced that the lead pacers are expected to hit an opening half marathon in around 61 minutes or slightly slower. Here was his response to this question. Opening half split will be around 61 low, I would think. Is that still a pace you feel comfortable running? Absolutely yes! This expression, this slight smirk on his face tells me that Kipchoge still has some unbelievable speed in his legs. It's also quite a rarity to see Kipchoge answering a question this directly. In recent marathons, whenever Kipchoge is discussing exact paces, exact time goals, or anything that requires exact numbers, he will not give away anything. He will just say that he's looking to run fast, he's feeling good, and his training is typically going well.